Well, hello everybody. My name is Ling Minh Khuê. This year I am 11 years old. Well, for today's talk, we're going to be talking about how do cigarettes affect the body. Well, probably all of you guys know the very big fact that cigarettes isn't good for us. It's just something so common. And it's the reason why not just the people who smoke it, but the people who are around also can maybe affect it. But let's look at what happens at the ingredients and make their way through our bones and how we benefit physically when we finally give up smoking. Well, with each inhalation from the cigarettes, smoke brings in more than 5,000 or 5,000 chemical substances into contact with the body tissues, causing a lot of health problems. Well, from the start, the tar, a black material inside the cigarettes, right? You know it? And the white part, that is the tar. And the tar begins to coat the teeth and gums, damaging tooth, enamel, and eventually causing decay on the teeth. Over time, smoking also damages the nerve ending in the nose, causing the loss of smell too, which is super scary, right? Inside the airway and lungs, smokes increase the likelihood of infection as well as chronic disease like and emphysema, which is a very interesting. It damage the cilia, which is like the tiny hair-like structures whose job is to keep the airways clean. And that is one of the reasons smoking can lead to oxygen deprivation and shortness of breath. Sometimes, for instance, within about 10 seconds, the plastic carries a stimulant called nicotine. Probably you know what nicotine is to the brain, triggering the release of dopamine and other neurotransmitter, including endorphins that create the pleasure sensation, which makes smoking highly addictive. Which is why a lot of people say stay away from nicotine, the most dangerous addictive chemical. Well, nicotine and other chemicals from the cigarette simultaneously cause constriction of blood vessels and damage the delicate endothelial lining, restricting the blood flowing, which is something very, very dangerous. And it will increase the likelihood that clots will form and trigger the heart attacks and strokes. Many of the chemicals also can cause the body's DNA to make up sensors form or even damage the body's DNA. Also, smoking can cause multiple bad things such as like multiple tissues and organs as well as damaged eyesight, weakened bones, and a lot of others. It makes women harder to get pregnant and it means a lot of them face erectile dysfunction. You can go search it online. Erectile dysfunction. But what about the people who start to quit smoking? Well, happily, there's a huge positive upside with almost immediate and long lasting physical benefits. Well, just 20 minutes after a smoker's final cigarette, the heart rate begins to return normal. Also, it's the blood pressure. After like about 12 hours, carbon monoxide levels stabilize and increase the blood oxygen carrying capacity. After about a day, heart attack risk begins to decrease. After 2 days, the nerve ending responsible for smell and taste start to recover. The lungs also become healthier in just about 1 month, with less coughing and shortness of breath. Well, there's no point pretending this is all too easy to achieve. Quitting can easily get to anxiety or depression, or resulting from nicotine withdrawal, which is even much more dangerous. But fortunately, such effects are usually temporary. There's a lot of ways to replace nicotine, such as through gum, through sprays, and it may help weak smokers off the cigarettes. Well, that's a very good news, right? Since quitting puts you and your body on the path back to health. Well, I hope that if there's any kind of family members or friends around you that are continuously smoking, try to let them listen to this talk or try to tell them the important benefits of moving away from cigarettes and the worst thing that cigarettes could bring to the body. Make them regret doing it, but also make them feel happy enough to stay away from the cigarettes. Goodbye and see you next time.